In Chapter 1.1, Part 2 of Different Bases, in this part we're going to discuss what's called partial sums. Partial sum addition. In this method, each place value being added is done without carrying the ones, so we don't have to worry about the carrying. The method that we usually use can be introduced after as a quicker version of this method if one would like to in school. In example number 1, we're being asked to add 287 plus 625 using partial sums. So I wrote it here on the side, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to the whiteboard, and I'm going to first do it on the whiteboard in detail. In example number 1, we're going to use the technique of partial sums to add the numbers 287 plus 625. So I'll just line them up, 287 and 625. And I'll add up the hundreds first, so I'll add up 200 and 600, and 200 and 600 will give me 800, so that's the hundreds. And then I'm going to add up the tens column, so 80 and 20, and that will give me 100. That was the tens column. And then I'll add up the ones, 5 and 7, and that will give me 12. And then I will add up the hundreds, the tens, and the ones to get 2, 1, and 9. So 912 is my final answer. And of course, you can check this the conventional way of addition or using your calculator to see that indeed this is correct, but this is adding using the technique of partial sums. In summarizing what we just did on the whiteboard, I add the hundreds, so I have 6 plus 600 plus 200 to get 800. Then I add the tens, 80 plus 20 to get 100. Then I add the ones, 7 plus 5 to get 12. And then I add all of these up to get 912. In example number 2, we're asked to add 345 plus 679 using partial sums. So let's do it on the whiteboard first and then come back and review. In example number 2, we have 345 plus 679. So I'm going to add these two numbers using partial sums. So I have 3, I'm going to line them up as I did before. 679. And again, I'm going to add up the hundreds columns first. So I have 600 plus 300 or 300 plus 600, however way order you want to do it. So that'll give us 900 in the hundreds column. And then I'll add up the tens column. And so 70 plus 40 will give me 110. That was the tens column. And then finally, I will add up the ones column, and I have 9 plus 5, and that will give me 14.
And finally, I will just add up my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. So here I get 4 here, and then I get 2, 1 and 1 and 20, 24. So that will, and then 9 and 1 is 1,000. 24 is my final answer.
In reviewing what we just did on the whiteboard, we have the hundreds, so we add 300 plus 600 to get 900. In example number 3, we are asked to add 489 plus 213 using partial sums. So again, I will go to the whiteboard and we will work this out and then review.
For example number 3, I'm going to add up the numbers 489 plus 213. And as before, I'm going to line them up. 489, 213. And so I'm going to add up the hundreds. So that's 400 and 200, and that gives me 600. That's the hundreds. Then I'm going to add up the tens, 80 and 10. So that's going to give me 90. And then finally, I'm going to add 9 and 3, the ones, and that'll give me 12 in the ones. And then finally, I'm going to add them all up. 2, and then 9 and 1 is 10, 0, carry the 1, and 6 and 1 is 7. So my final answer is 702. And of course, you can check this the way you would any addition problem to make sure that this works. And it's always a good idea to check it. You could check it on your calculator, or you can check it by regular conventional addition to see that you get the right answer.
In reviewing what we just did on the whiteboard, we add up the 100s. So here are the hundreds, 400 plus 200, and we get 600. We add up the tens, 80 plus 10, we get 90. And then finally 9 plus 3, and we get 12. And then we add them all up to get 702. Thank you very much. I hope this helped you understand a little bit about partial sums. Take care. Be well. Bye.